If you want to earn an extra income copywriting, the killer mistake is something you definitely need to know about. In this video, I'm going to talk about a killer mistake you need to avoid if you want your freelance business to be successful. It's actually something that I got wrong, and to be honest with you, it almost sunk my business before I got started. So it's certainly something I'd like to pass on to you, and hopefully you'll avoid making the same mistake. And as a bonus, I'm going to tell you about my secret app that I use to keep my freelancing business under control. And again, that's something I'm sure you'd want to know about and perhaps apply it to your own freelancing business as you grow. But first, let's dig into the mistake, and let me tell you the killer mistake you need to avoid. Okay, so the first thing to say is don't set yourself up for failure. Make sure your freelancing business has a chance to succeed. And that essentially most of the time means not running out of money. Bear in mind, it takes time to build up your freelancing business, so make sure you have enough money to cover your monthly expenditure for at least, I would say, 3 to 6 months. So let's assume you're in a job with a steady income that pays your bills and feeds the family, but you desperately want to get into freelancing. You've got your head sorted out as we discussed in a previous video, and you're ready to give it your all and be successful. So the first thing you should do is give up your job and concentrate on your freelancing business full time, right? Well, wrong actually. It's going to take time to build. Some people do it very quickly, in as little as a month or two, but usually it takes longer. So a good rule of thumb is to make sure you have enough money to carry your expenses for about 6 months. That's what I advise you to do. And this is where I had a rough time of it myself, actually. You see, I was in a situation where I had to make money immediately. It was real pressure. Now look, eventually I got it sorted, but I recommend you don't create a hell for yourself. It wasn't very nice for me, and it wasn't easy. In fact, it was hell. And it's not something I want you to experience. So my advice is make sure you cover your expenditure for about 6 months to give your business a chance to get going. And then my bonus tip, how do I keep my business under control? Well, honestly, one of the best moves I ever made was to get myself a budgeting app on my cell phone. I can track all my income and expenses daily. I know exactly where I am, what my cash flow looks like, and I can see if there are any hiccups down the road that I need to be aware of. I use a wallet app by a company called Budget Bakers from the Play Store, but there are plenty to choose from and adapt to your needs. So tell me, do you have a favorite app you use to keep organized? If so, please leave a comment below. Okay, so there you go. That's an important thing you should think about. And as I was saying, it's something that caught me out and very nearly sunk my freelancing business before I got it off the ground. So something to take seriously and something to give due consideration to. If you found my video useful, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification so when I have more advice and tips I can get them to you and help you in your own freelancing career. Now, in my next video in the series, I'll be looking at something that a lot of new freelancers struggle with, and it's something you need to, it's important you get this right if you're to make enough money to make a decent living freelancing. No use freelancing, doing this stuff if you're not getting paid well for what you're doing. So in the next video we'll take a look at that, and I look forward to seeing you there. Ciao for now. Bye bye.